I'd like to speak about something that gets some people's hair raised up. Some people love it, and some people are confused about it, and some people long for it, and some people are really in resistance to this uh, type of teaching. And that is that, in effect, there really is no person. There's really no one here. Uh, but if you look at the different traditions, uh, most of them point to the fact that there's spirit, that we are in effect spirit, right? And that at the center of this body mind is really truthfully that really there's no me, there's no you in the center, that you are animated spirit, the Holy Ghost, so to speak, um, anatta, emptiness, right? And so no self is that empty center. And there are, of course, people who are speaking about this. Um, the thing is that that kind of teaching is a good pointer. It's a good place to kind of the fundamentals of what spirituality is about. And but from there are so many ways of including life and knowing yourself as all of life, because that too is God. So it's not just this within all experience and within um, all things, within what you sense as yourself, and all beings, all manifestation, all form, right, is the formless, is that which is the empty center to it. And but so that is spirit, that's God, but then so is all manifestation equally, and all appearance, and what appears as you, and what appears as your dog, which I have a dog over here, and all that form for good, good and bad, all the things we love and don't love, and all that, the difficult things and the beautiful things, all of that is God. So or consciousness, whatever word you want to use. So, but the truth remains. We have to come back to the truth of the fact that there really is no person here. So even though there can be a sense of I, even though that you can have a sense of being a person, a self-referential being, where it seems like you're the one that's feeling, you're the one that's thinking, right? And this is your body. The truth is, it's not true. That's not true. There's no you in the center of experience. It can feel like that. So that's where the power of inquiry comes in, right? Where you can look at yourself and say, what am I, right? What is true? Is there really a center to this feeling? Is there really a center to this experience? And the main reason to do that is to be able to support, through attention, through inquiry, the formless nature of reality, to wake up to itself within form, so that it's not hypnotized and asleep within its own aspect of itself, right? So that's the capacity that we have as human beings, is to be able to question and to look and to self-reflect on ourselves and break that trance of hypnosis, to see what is it that's really seeing, what is it that's really looking, right? And see what is discovered. And just to give a little support in that, is that to not find is the finding, right? To not be able to find what it is that's seeing and have it just be this like mystery, this mystery. I don't know what that is. And but to sense into it, you want to feel into it. You don't want it just to be a pure conceptual. You want to sense into what is it that there's not what, but this the mystery being into self-discovery, right? And see if you can rest there, have awareness itself rest there. So when I say you is just consciousness in a focal point. There's no real you there. You is just the lens of consciousness that is able to focus on something and just go like a lens of a camera, right? I've brought that analogy up before. And it just like focuses on something, and it just like brings all this attention, awareness to it, and it just like pierces the veil. It has the capacity to pierce its own identification with form. That's part of the sticky, gluey nature of consciousness, is that when it dives into the dream, that the form, that it's manifested quality, that it can get so lost in the dream and identified, and it's sticky and gluey. And then with the teachings, which is um, kind of a lifesaver for humanity throughout time. It's like turn that type of attention back on itself and see what is it that's really seemingly stuck. What is it that's paying attention, and see what happens, and see if there really is a person. Don't just take it as a concept, right? But discover for yourself. Really discover for yourself, and then the deepening into this realization. It can take some time, and it will penetrate all aspects of the organism, right? So the mind can wake up to itself and say, I'm space, I'm that, I'm the spaciousness itself, I'm emptiness, I'm spirit, I'm the formless. That is the formless, but there's still an I, because there's still that which knows itself as the formless. So there's still that sense of I, right? And then there are the other types of realizations that occur, that unity consciousness comes in when the heart blooms and realizes not just spirit, but all of life. All of life is formlessness itself, and this falling in love with all aspects of life, yourself, your little human strange little quirks, and the trauma, and the pain body, and all that stuff that wants to find resolution. They call it some people call it the embodiment phase, which, and I think is a nice kind of term, because you're embodying the formless into form, and reconciling, right? What's happening? It's reconciling itself to this too, including this, that in love with this turning away that happened at 5, this misunderstanding, innocent misunderstanding, this turning away from your partner or the world in any kind of way out of protection. It slowly, all of these things dissolve and get seen for what they are, because in the end it's just painful to turn away from yourself, right? You get to see what gets seen is that all is the self. Everything is self, as Brahmana says. All is God, another way to say it, or all is that. And then there's the body. The body holds within itself the sense of I really deeply inside of it. It's an instinctual response. It's a protection mechanism. There's nothing wrong with any of this, by the way. It's just that if this is the movement that's happening within you, you can see that actually there's a journey that seems to occur. And the body has its own realization of emptying out, knowing itself free of. So it's so interesting, right? This body that is form is actually animated by spirit, by consciousness, right? There's no person really fundamentally that is doing any of this. The person is just a sense, and that ebbs over slowly over time, and it's not like it's better if it ebbs, it's more enlightened or more anything. It's just check it out over time. There's less and less identification with being a somebody, right? And this animated force that we are, life living itself, is it knows what it's doing. It's intelligent. You can let go into love, into trust. Trust takes hold more and more as time goes on, and it's a ride. There are times when it can be a little scary or hairy, but most of the time, these are stories that we're telling ourselves of what it means. Like, oh, I can't let go to that point. What will it be like for me to be in my family, with my partner, and my work? Am I going to be turning away from everything? No, will I even want to get out of bed? These are all mental constructs that have really almost nothing to do. And when I say almost, it's because truth does have a way of cleansing itself, of revealing that which is untruthful, right? But it happens in a way that there's just this movement of, yes, this is what I want because this is what feels the most natural, because this is a natural process. Yeah, so I hope that the journey reveals wonderful things for you, and sometimes we do need support, from friends, from sometimes a therapist, sometimes a spiritual mentor or a teacher, spending time in nature. Sometimes we need some support over time in different ways of being able to help the system relax, the nervous system, body work, to be able to be a clear vehicle for this change of occupancy, from being a sense of the personal self to being pure spirit that's animating. And nothing gets lost. I can tell you that. There's really, in the end, nothing to be afraid of. Because that's what you are already. We're already that. It seems like it's in time and this is journey, but it's really the vehicle and the mind and body that's getting primed and ready for really a full blooming, a full kind of unimpeded occupation of that which we are, our natural selves, the natural nature itself. Wishing you well.